That's a really good question.
I thought about wearing it, bling.
Wrestling's pretty good. Thank you.
Anyone else?
Frank Castle is in my bones. Frank Castle is in my bones.
And the things that I saw in him and that he saw in me too.
First question for both of you. When you have a successful project like a show or a movie, obviously you can give a big audience some escapism. You could make a castmate's career, a crew member's career. Despite of all that, do you guys feel like, especially in the first two seasons, what you've been able to do in Wrexham is maybe even more profound than that?
I don't know necessarily. I feel like people are connecting with the show in the same way that they might connect with any really well-crafted television show or movie. I think and that's what makes it so engaging to watch, to sit down and watch on their television screens. But then when they do have the added bonus of being able to go and watch the games, it just creates more of a community. But in the same way that somebody might be able to go to Comic-Con and find their community, of Marvel lovers. Like, I think it's just about using the narrative to connect people to a story, to feel like they're a part of something bigger than them, that they can continue on well past the movie being over or the television show ending.
I also, just to pile on there, I think that the reason people connect with, I don't know, a superhero in a movie or something like that is generally because they see some aspect of themselves in that person, and that's a connective tissue that is just invaluable. I think when it comes to Wrexham, people are really seeing themselves up on that screen. I don't care if you're in, Scranton or some small town, some small mining town in Canada or anywhere all over the world. You're seeing, like, even on social media, you see all these Twitter groups form, Wrexham AFC Brazil, and these, so it's for us, it's been hugely gratifying to see how people feel reflected and seen all over the world, even if their culture is, almost a 180 from what you might find in Northern Wales.
And even I guess outside the show, you guys kind of have this physical realization when you walk through the town and you see the players. It's even versus the TV audience, you really see the impacts you guys have been able to have, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm starstruck by the players still. We follow them so closely, and we do have a pretty, I would say, indelible connection to the players, the staff around the club, even, the groundskeepers that work, at the stadiums, and to so meticulously create the best looking grass on earth. We are fans as well as somehow, in a satellite way, part of the story. Yeah, you watch these guys. We watch every single game, and you just can't help it. I think we have the same relationship with the players that a lot of people do when they're watching basketball, football, hockey on TV, where they become larger than life. And so even though I know them personally, you sort of forget about that, and they become these like Greek gods out there because they have to perform in the moment, as opposed to actors who get take after take after take. What's happening is in real time for them, and then you're reminded when you go and you see them in person how young they are. Yeah, and how much smaller and less ferocious they are.
Yes,
than the way they appeared on the pitch.
Rob, there's a moment in episode 1, so I believe it's game 1 of the season, where Ryan kind of grabs you and goes, look where we are. Let's not let this pass. How great was that for you to kind of be reminded to soak it in? Because there's obviously a lot of moving parts with the team and the show. And also, is that something you can kind of do throughout your career and life, to kind of just stop and think about it?
It was a great moment, because it was a reminder to live in the moment. It's so easy in life, certainly in this experience, but in all aspects of life, to be looking towards the next thing, the next goal, as opposed to really living in the moment and soaking in what you have. It really is a sense of just gratitude, of being grateful for all of the work and luck and opportunity and people and everything that got you to this place. And if you can't soak it in and really embrace it before you move on to the next thing, then I don't know what the point of life is, right? I mean, you have to take it in. So for him to, I know exactly what you're talking about. He like literally grabs me and says, wait, before we talk about anything else, can we just take this moment in? And I think that's really important to do in life in general.
Yeah, it's something I find with my kids a lot. You know, I think it was an old Nick Hornby book where he talks about I don't like to take photographs when I go overseas and on these trips because when later on in life, when I look back, the only thing I remember are the photographs. I don't remember what it smelled like, what it felt like, what the taste was in my mouth, those kinds of things. And I always talk to my kids about that: is don't just do something, be there too. You know, like try to take a second to open your eyes and look around and really just drink the moment in. And I think also people tend to teach what they need to learn, which is in my case often. And I need to do that more. I need to, so I think me telling Rob that was also me telling me that in that moment, like this is something that we've done that is pretty special, something we're a part of that is unique in every way, shape, and form. And let's not forget this moment or overlook it.
Ryan, obviously the first game, very tough loss. There wasn't a lot of footage with you guys and Hugh in the locker room after. I thought it was really interesting that Hugh wanted to go to the locker room after, I covered sports for a while, and a tough loss, the locker room is very different. So how did that go with Hugh? Were there words of encouragement? Was he kind of like, feeling it out or?
I think one of the things that has been most surprising to both Rob and I is how many people in our industry, showbiz, follow this club. It's become the second official club to a lot of folks, and Hugh is no different. He loves it, and he wanted to go to the locker room and be a part of it, but and just meet some of the players. I mean, he like me, he's in like Robbie, he's a little geeked out by some of these guys. He's been following them. So, but man, there is nothing more morose or inextricably sad than a dressing room after a tough loss like that. There's no joke you can make that's going to pull anyone out there. It's like a bomb went off. And so I thought that was important to see as much as it is to walk in there when you're, popping champagne.
Yeah, and we make sure that we go into that locker room if we're at the games, win or lose, just to show support. And obviously it's more fun if they've won, and it's a little bit more difficult if they've lost, because the truth of the matter is it doesn't matter who walks in there. They may have idolized Messi or Ronaldo for their entire lives. If those two guys walked in, it would be the same response, because all those guys care about is winning that game. And when they don't win, they are devastated, and nothing else matters and except their own team camaraderie. So in a lot of respects, they like that we come in to show support, and then they can't wait for us to get out of there so that they can bond as a team again and hopefully move on in a more positive light.
I don't have time to ask you guys about my favorite quote, a good old-fashioned pants down spanking in the supermarket, but thank you guys for your time.
That's what we got.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
That's
Thanks,
all we
guys.
got.
Appreciate it.